Hello, future toppers. Let's make maths simple, intuitive, and fun together. So, we got wholesome new session in which we will understand the concept of Bayes theorem. As we already have discussed about a total probability theorem, in which we have understood that if the question is keep on going and it stops, it is total probability theorem. But if question is keep on going and then it comes back, it is Bayes theorem. Now you will understand the difference between total probability theorem and Bayes theorem. If you will observe the questions that you have handled previously, you write something and then something plus something and then something plus something and so on, correct? So here also you will do the same, but this thing will be on the denominator, and one of the entity that is being written in the denominator will be written on the numerator's part. Okay, I will handle some questions so that you can build better understanding. Let's move on to the question part. So we have this: in a test, an examinee either guesses. So the point is, the person is guessing, okay, or copies, okay, or knows the answer of a multiple choice question with four choices, okay, knows. So this is the scenario which we used to face in the examination. No, like sometimes we know the answer, so we mark it. Sometimes we do cheat, okay, and sometimes we guess that this may be the correct answer. Okay, now, so the every question is having four choices. Now, the probability that he makes a guess is 1 by 3. So, in general, 1 out of 3 times he will guess. Okay, so probability of guessing a question is 1 by 3. So, after guessing, you never know whether it will be correct or wrong. Okay, it's a dicey situation. The probability that he copies the answer is 1 by 6. So the probability of copying a question is 1 by 6. Okay. The probability that his answer is correct. The probability that his answer is correct, given that it is given that he copied it, is 1 by 8. Okay, so the idea is the probability that his answer is correct. So the probability of having correct answer if he copies it is 1 by 8. Okay, so for correct answer you will have 1 by 8 chance. Okay, probability of correct answer in this case is 1 by 8. Okay, now you have to be super slow. You have extracted all the informations. Now let's proceed. Find the probability that he knows the answer to a question given that B correctly answered it. So the idea is you have to find out the probability that he knows the answer. Means first time he was guessing, copying, knows, and then he asks you to come back that he knows the answer of a question given that it is correctly answered. Okay, so you are coming back. This means it is Bayes theorem. So look at this required probability. Now think about the cases. Okay, now my point is, what could be the cases? He will guess the answer, okay, and the answer is correct. Is that okay? Plus he will copy the answer and answer is correct. Next, he knows the answer and it is correct. This could be the cases, and you have to find out the probability that he knows the answer given that it is correct. So this is the final result. Is that okay? Now let's substitute the values so that we can find out the final result. So we have, look at this. Now, what is the probability of guessing the answer? The probability of guessing the answer is 1 by 3. Is your task completed? No. Now you have to mark it correct. So how will you mark correct answer? You know that there are 4 choices out of which only one option is correct. So 1 out of 4. Okay. Plus, next case is he is copying. What is the probability of copying the answer? So copying probability is 1 by 6 and task is not completed. So multiply. Now the probability of having a correct answer if it is being copied is 1 by 8. Okay, this means the person he is sitting with is not having that much confidence in that subject. Okay, that's why the probability of copied answer is wrong, and already he don't know the answer, that's why he's copying. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Now we have knows the answer and it is correct. So what would be the probability of knowing the answer? Now look at this. The moment you will witness a question, what will go through in your mind? You will feel that I know the answer or I don't know the answer. Okay, so either know the answer or don't know the answer. If you don't know the answer, what you will do? Either you will guess or you will copy. Correct or wrong? Correct. Now this means that probability of knowing the answer is 1 by 2. Okay, either you know or you don't know, that's it. Now if you know it is correct, so the it is sure event, no? So the probability is 1. Okay, now these things in the denominator, if they will not ask you to come back, means if they will not write down this thing, okay, then this is the answer. But because of that you have to write down this part on the numerator, and this belongs to the third entity, means 1 by 2 into 1. So this is the final answer. I hope the idea is clear and you guys can handle similar situations. Now you guys can segregate the question which belongs to Bayes theorem or total probability theorem. So see you guys in next session of MathFlix.